Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're going to be talking about the Season 6 that's coming to Deep Rock Galactic. I am a little bit late on this one, I will admit. Didn't know if I was going to do a video on it, but I kind of figured I do want to talk about it because, hey, we're finally getting another season in DRG, and it's obviously been a long time coming. And they explain that in this, so I just want to go through the post that they've put up here over on Steam and just talk about my own thoughts on what they're showing off already and all that good stuff. So, hello miners, we just wrapped up another On the Horizon livestream to make some big announcements about Deep Rock Galactic and Rogue Core. We're putting this article out to give you a tidy summary of everything we covered. Deep Rock Galactic Season 6 is coming sooner than you think. We're aiming for release Q1 in 2026, so that's what, January to March I think. Rogue Core's early access is pushed to Q2 2026, so that's what, April, May, June, I think. And then Survivor is now out on mobile. Okay, so Deep Rock Galactic Season 6 is coming soon. For a while now, we've said that we won't be looking at Season 6 until we get Rogue Core out in early access. That wasn't exactly true. We have been looking into it. We just didn't want to make any announcements until we knew for sure we were running with it. Season 6 is confirmed, and it's coming before Rogue Core's early access launch. More on that later. We're currently aiming for Season 6 release date in Q1 2026. I'm sure the people watching this, you know what Rogue Core is, but just for anyone who doesn't, Rogue Core is a new game that these guys are putting out that is a roguelike game. So you if you take the deeper dive things in normal DRG, you're limited resources and stuff like that, and it's kind of like you have that kind of mentality of, like, I think collecting resources and getting upgrades, but it's like a roguelike. So you go for a dive, you do a mission, you go back to the center, you like buy your upgrades and all that sort of stuff, you go out again. It looks kind of cool. Looks like they've got some nutso weapons. I'm very curious to see what that game ends up being like. Anyway, reason we're now able to work on DRG and Rogue Core at the same time is because we brought in reinforcements from our neighbouring Danish developers, Invisible Wolves. I don't know anything about this studio. We wanted Season 6 as much as anyone, but we kept having to face the fact that we simply don't have enough people at Ghost Ship Games to work on Deep Rock Galactic and Rogue Core at the same time. We tried it and it was clunky and stressful. If we wanted to have our cake and eat it too, we'd either need to interview, hire and train 10 to 15 more employees, or we could ask for help from our friends. This is actually really refreshing to read. You know, the fact that they were like, yeah, this didn't work. We're not going to stress out our team with it. You know, they are a small team. I'm not even sure how many people there are. They're like 20 people. Maybe it's less than that, but yeah, good work ethic. Bringing in Invisible Wolves was the natural choice for us. They're people we know and trust. They've played loads of DRG. Their office is only a 15-minute walk from ours, and we feel like we've aligned on what makes a good game and nice working experience. All that makes it easy for us to work together. They've been talking with our programmers, game designers and artists for a past half year to learn the arcane ways of DRG's code, and they're taking on most of the work for this up-and-coming season with the direction from GSG's game director, Mikhail, and lead designer, Mike. So those guys are in charge of it, so you know it's going to be in good hands. So, let's take a look. So this is Relics of Hoxus. So please note, everything's still a work in progress. So we've got a new biome. So a new biome is super cool. Like, every single biome in DRG is really fun. When I started playing it, I didn't realise that 2 of those biomes were fairly new. But the fact that they're adding the ossuary depths, I think that's how you say that. So you can see it's like a boneyard style sort of thing going on. The lighting and stuff in it is really cool. Some mothballed documents in the Planetary Surveys archive make mention of the Boneyard of Hoxus, but management has always dismissed it as early surveyor error. Speculation on this topic has been discouraged. But recent deep scan operations have revealed blind spots on the planetary profile. Our picture of Hoxus was incomplete, and we've discovered a biome that precisely matches those early descriptions of Boneyard. Look at this. Look at these pictures that they're showing off with, like, the big dead animals and stuff. It is currently preparing all departments to initiate mining operations in this biome. Big dead, like, just loads of, like, it's such a cool concept, like, and it's also not doesn't look like a too dark one. Some of the biomes are very dark, like the woody one. I hate the woody one. It's really dark in there. Anyway, all evidence suggests that the ossuary depths has remained virtually undisturbed for several centuries. The only proof that there was once life down here is the gargantuan bone piled in the caverns, now caked in centuries-old dust, is quiet as the grave, more catacomb than cave. I also think that, like, biomes are a great way of shaking up the gameplay and getting people to come back, because it's just like a whole new area to explore, and they're obviously going to be different. But you're not alone down there. You'll be venturing into the home of the Ossarians, a species who thrive on collecting the countless bones that give the ossuary depths its name. Tectonic tremors caused by our core-level operations appear to have disturbed the Ossarians. They've begun burrowing beyond their native depths, tunneling into the rest of Hoxus and bringing on the planet's terrors to their once lovely mausoleum. Perhaps management is right to stay away from this place. So, one thing I think that these guys do really good, and they did with the more recent seasons, is adding in more enemies to deal with that cause the player headaches, essentially. Like, I've forgotten what it's called. You've got the sting tail or something, that thing that can like grab you and launch you towards it. Then there's the invisible guy that's really annoying, makes the weird noises, like comes up from behind. I like the fact that they're adding in more enemy types. This is awesome. This is one of my biggest things that I really enjoy. So, in addition to the usual host of enemies, mining operations in the ossuary depths will bring up against a couple of nasty new specimens. So there's these little flyer things here. Ossarian Scarab. These scavenger drones are the ones stripping the meat off the bones of the ossuary depths, but it's disturbed from their work that they gladly flay a dwarf too. What they might lack in size, they make up for in numbers. They tend to congregate in hive clusters. So there's going to be loads of these little moth dudes, little drones, going to be attacking you. That's going to be fun. Like, shotgun weapons are probably going to be the best, or grenades. Ossarian Pitjaw, a larger, deadlier, more patient cousin of the Scarab. This big thing. It's a burrower preferring to ambush prey with its massive four-pronged jaw. If you're lucky, you might just see the jaws poking through the dirt before it's too late. Early analysis from R&D described it as a living bear trap and like a cave leech on the floor. Watch your step. So yeah, you can see there, like the prongs sticking out. This thing's going to be an absolute nightmare. Look at it. But that's cool. That now means like it's not only you have to look up, you also have to look down. But already, like, we've got a swarming type enemy and we've got like a trap type enemy. This is awesome. Really looking forward to seeing. These look pretty big as well. It looks like their weak spot might be their mouth. But very cool. I think the area and the enemy stuff that we're getting here is really awesome. And they got a new mission, Heavy Excavation. Season 6 also introduces a new primary mission objective available in the ossuary depths and every other biome of Hoxus. A recent spike in tectonic tremors, completely unrelated to extensive drill elevator use during deep scan operations, I disagree, has had unexpected consequences for our priorities here on Hoxus. For one, these tremors appear to have disturbed the residents of the ossuary depths, causing hazardous complications for our operational profit margins. We've also pushed invaluable deposits of resonite mass closer to the surface, giving us a lucrative new target for extraction, which I assume is this thing. In other words, you're going amber hunting. R&D expects these fossilized relics may give us a sharper understanding of natural life on Hoxus and the evolutionary origins of glyphids. Failing that, we could probably sell them for a fortune on the outright mineral market. You'll need to locate and excavate deposits of the fossilized treasure, and you can expect to find several deposits in each mission. Once you've found some, it's time to prepare the dig site, which is this big laser, by the looks of it. When you've excavated around the resonite deposit, Mission Control will send down a supply pod equipped with 4 lift thrusters, which you'll need to fasten to the sides of the crystal. Once that's done, just stand back and enjoy the light show while the thrusters laser carve the way up to the orbital extraction. Oh, that's cool. This new primary objective is set to be one of our more straightforward mission formats, a callback to the OGs like Mining Expedition and Egg Hunt. And as a fun fact, the mission concept is almost as old as DRGO itself. Some of the earliest recorded voice lines reference cooling down the thruster pods for this mission. So this is really cool. I like what we're getting. We're getting new enemy types, we've got a new biome, and we've got a new mission type. All things that they don't like. With each season, they could just do the season pass type, the whatever it's called, where you have the credits that you get and missions that you do to unlock new cosmetics, and they could just leave it at cosmetics. But we're getting a mission type, a biome, and new enemy types, and I think that's already, before we even get to what else they want to do, already like fantastic additions. I'm very interested to see what this like, because certain mission types in this game, like I definitely prefer like I don't mind more. Egg Hunt's one of my favourites because it's fairly quick, and so I like the pipeline one as well, where you're laying down the pipelines are very cool. I like most of the mission variety. There's a couple I'm not a bigger fan of, but this looks fairly simple. It's going to be a case of settle them down and then like dig around it, settle them down, and then fight off the enemies while it's digging out the hole. So that'd be kind of cool. Right, new season event, Ossium Raid. The season event introduces the third Ossarian enemy to appear in Hoxus, the Bone Collector, which I can't even see what it's meant to be in this page. This something in there is obviously this enemy, but I can't see it. That thing. This thing. A sort of insectoid prospector now liable to be found in that biome of Hoxus. This passive creature will not attack on contact, focus instead on collecting remains of it for eventual storage in the ossuary depths. You'll need to locate it and chase it down in the labyrinthian burrows while it hides its precious harvest. Inside you'll locate the real treasure, which is a cache of crystallized osseum. Management wants you to collect as much as you can, but don't expect the ossuaries to let you get away with a fight. Cool. Like, I love the prospector and stuff like that. Like, these other extra enemies like that aren't necessarily a threat to you. You can go after and fight. Just adds a layer to the missions. So I'm happy with that. We've got the new performance pass. So we've got a full tree of unlockable hats, facial hair, resources, and of course season new framework, diesel driven. Which, if this is diesel driven, that does look pretty cool. Like the black and is it orange, black and red, black and orange. That looks really cool. I like those sets. I really like what they do with the trees and stuff. You get such dumb stuff. So this is cool. The cache of antiquated company equipment has been sitting in storage for decades, still packed in greasy wax paper from the factory. Waste not, want not, says management. It's now been approved for operational use, so that's really cool. And they're also saying we're getting new victory moves, new dances, new pickaxe set, new DLC arm set, quality of life tweaks ? And other cool stuff. I'm not expecting any like weapons and things out of this, but I think what they're planning for Season 6 is pretty great, to be honest. And I love just grinding out the missions to get all the extra stuff from the pass. I'm gonna be interesting to look into. So when the game comes out and I get to actually play that new mission type and I get to experience the new enemies and I also get to try out the new biome, I'll come back with some more thoughts then. But I will say this: I'm really glad that these guys are doing a Season 6, because it has felt for a little while that obviously the season slowed down. It was, it's been over a year since Season 5 came out, which is understandable. They're working on another game, but the fact that they've managed to find a way of doing it and getting that to come out in early 2026 is really, really cool. And I give these guys all the credit. I've got nothing bad to say against these devs. They seem to have made a really wonderful game, and they constantly keep listening to the fans and being just nice about it all. So I'm excited. I'll be jumping back into it. I do love me some DRG. But yeah, there you go. There's just an update there. If you missed it, now you know this is coming in Season 6. And that's going to do it for me today then, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more DRG content, it's few and far, I know, these days, but I will always be doing stuff. I'll be covering this when it comes out, so stick around if you want to see that. And until next video, I will see you then.